You know someone like this. They had the job, the title, the trajectory, and then one day quietly, no dramatic announcement, they just stopped climbing. Smaller house, older car, fewer hours. And the strangest part? They seem genuinely fine with it. No burnout post, no LinkedIn manifesto, just gone from the race and somehow happier than the people still in it. Today, we're getting into why. Because what's actually happening in their brains is not what most people think. Here's the thing about the rat race: it's not a trap someone set for you, it's perfectly designed for how your brain works. Your brain has a reward circuit, and it lights up when you get promoted, when your salary increases, when someone important validates you. A 2019 Cornell University study found that status rewards activate the same neural pathways as addictive substances. Your brain literally treats a job title upgrade like a hit of dopamine, and it goes deeper than that. For 300,000 years, your survival depended on your position in the social hierarchy. Higher status meant more resources, better protection, more options. So your brain evolved to be obsessed with climbing. It's not shallow. It's 300,000 years of survival instinct, wearing a business suit. Modern capitalism built the perfect delivery system for this. Small wins, constant feedback, visible metrics. Hit your target, get the bonus. Bonus funds the lifestyle upgrade. Lifestyle upgrade requires the next bonus. Princeton research shows this keeps resetting your baseline for what feels like enough. So people aren't weak for staying in the race. Their brains are working exactly as designed. But then there are the others, the people who get to a certain point and just step off. Not down, not up, off. Picture this: same office building, same floor. Guy in the corner has been grinding for 12 years, early mornings, late nights, perfect performance reviews. One day, he hands in his notice, takes a job paying 30% less, moves to a smaller city, and 6 months later, you run into him at a coffee shop and he looks lighter, like something lifted. What happened to his brain? A 2021 London School of Economics study found these people show different activation patterns when weighing money against time, status against autonomy. When most people's brains see more money, reward centers fire hard. But for the quiet exits, the response is muted, like their brains quietly changed what registers as winning. So what causes that shift? Sometimes it's burnout. After enough years of high-pressure performance, your brain's threat detection system gets rewired. The race stops feeling like progress and starts feeling like survival. Your inbox starts triggering the same stress response as an actual threat. Sometimes it's a health scare. You're 42 and your doctor uses words you weren't ready to hear. Suddenly, the corner office feels less like an achievement and more like a slow-motion trade-off you never consciously agreed to. Sometimes it's sitting in a hospital room watching someone you love whisper that they wish they'd worked less. And something just clicks, permanently. But here's the part that actually changes how you see this. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who successfully exit the race share one specific trait. Their brains are better at making future consequences feel real right now. When they picture themselves at 65 exhausted, wealthy, but completely out of time, it doesn't feel abstract. It feels urgent. Urgent enough to compete with today's dopamine hit. Most people can't do that. The future you is basically a stranger your brain has no obligation to protect. These people somehow close that gap. That's not weakness. That's a completely different kind of intelligence. Drop in the comments, do you know someone who quietly stepped off? Or are you thinking about it yourself? I genuinely want to know. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Because the exit isn't clean. There are four walls every quiet exit has to break through. First, identity. Your job title has been your answer to what do you do at every dinner party, every family gathering, every awkward reunion for years. A University of Michigan study found that losing your career identity triggers the same neural patterns as grief. When you step off the ladder, you have to answer a question most people never face: who am I if I'm not climbing? Second, social pressure. You're at dinner. Someone asks what you're up to. You say you stepped back, working fewer hours now. The table gets quiet. Someone says, "Oh," in that tone, because you just reminded everyone that they made different choices. And that makes people uncomfortable in a very specific way. Third, financial fear. Real, legitimate fear. The upward number that felt like safety is gone. Studies show downshifters report higher money anxiety even when their actual financial situation is completely stable, because the trajectory was the safety signal, not the balance itself. Fourth, and this one surprises people, some genuinely miss the game: the scoreboard, the adrenaline of high stakes performance, the clear, measurable proof that you're moving forward. When you exit the race, you lose the structure that told you every single day whether you were winning or losing. And without it, a lot of people don't know how to feel okay. So the quiet exits aren't escaping into some stress-free paradise. They're trading one set of hard problems for a completely different set. Here's what nobody mentions in the inspiration posts about leaving the rat race. A 2022 Stanford study followed career downshifters for 5 years. Lower stress, yes. Better balance, yes. But also existential anxiety. Without the external structure of achievement, they had to figure out what actually mattered to them. That sounds nice. It isn't. When you're in the race, your goals are handed to you. Make more, get promoted, hit the number. But when you step off, you have to decide what you're actually optimizing for. And most people have genuinely never asked themselves that question. Some discover they were using the race to avoid it. The constant busyness was protection from sitting alone with the question, what do I actually want? Others find something unexpected on the other side. They have to learn how to feel okay with less stimulation, less external validation, less daily proof that they matter. That's a harder psychological adjustment than most people imagine. But here's what the ones who make it through eventually find. They stop making decisions based on what looks impressive. They start making decisions based on what actually feels right. Research on self-determination theory shows that shift is directly linked to higher long-term well-being. They develop what psychologists call internal locus of control. They stop needing the scoreboard to know they're doing okay. And many of them describe experiencing time completely differently. Like they stopped skimming across the surface of their own lives and started actually living inside them. Here's the thing that will genuinely mess with you. These people weren't born this way. A 2023 University of Pennsylvania neuroplasticity study found that with sustained effort, people can actually reshape what their brain finds rewarding. The things that used to trigger dopamine status wins, visible achievements, start producing less. The things that barely registered before, time, presence, real connection, start producing more. You can rewire what feels like winning. But it's not a one-time decision. It's every day. Every time you choose time over money. Every time you disappoint someone's expectations on purpose. Every time you resist the urge to check where you rank, you're pushing back against 300,000 years of evolutionary programming telling you to climb higher. That takes more psychological strength than most people realize, because most people never have to develop it. The quiet exits aren't giving up. They're choosing a harder game. A game with no scoreboard, no clear metrics, no external proof you're winning. A game where you have to define what winning even means. Most people spend 30 years chasing a finish line designed to keep moving. The quiet exits figured that out. And once you see it, you actually can't unsee it. If this one hit, the last video breaks down exactly why most Americans are broke regardless of what they earn. Same psychology, different angle. It's on screen right now. Watch it next. And if this channel is doing something for you, subscribe. Every week, hit the button.